Hey everybody, it's good to see you all again. This segment is just to kind of let you guys know what is going on in this episode. So, in this episode, there is a situation. Towards the end, or anywhere in this episode, there is a blank. That means there's no sound coming in the episode, and you might think that is your fault. That is my fault. You can blame me, say it was my fault, because that is an editing problem, and that's because of recording and the recording platform that I use. If that happens to be in the episode, if that's in it, what you need to do is to just disregard it. Don't worry about it. Consider it like an ad break. Consider it like a break. Consider it like we're taking a 5 minute break. Consider it like that. So, no freaking out. No need to worry. Make sure you guys enjoy the episode, enjoy what's in it, and y'all have a good one. And enjoy this one. Really enjoy it and have fun. And please disregard the blanks in there, consider them breaks. Hope you guys enjoy this episode and thank you guys for understanding and for your cooperation. Hi
Okay.
guys, I'm back. Well, actually, I'm always here, so I need to stop doing that. Anyway, guys, I'm here with an incredible band. I'm so stoked you guys could be here. I met them over on Instagram, so they're one of my Instagram friends, if you can call them that. But they're a really dope band. They've been together for about a decade, over a decade, and this is gonna be so exciting. Welcome to the show, guys. I'm so psyched to have you.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah,
Uh,
we oh, go ahead.
oh no, sorry, my bad. Go.
Yeah, Dan and I have been together about, well,
10 years
we've been
now.
together about 10 years. Uh, we've gone through quite a few members, uh, which is like always two steps forward and six steps back, but that's how it is.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. My friend, he needs a drummer too, so I've been through the whole cycle myself.
Have you ever seen Spinal Tap?
Actually no, I've never seen it.
Well, one of the big gags in the movie is every time the band gets a drummer, the drummer blows up.
Yeah,
So that's kind of been our gag too, because we've gone through what, eight drummers,
something like that. Yeah.
close to eight drummers. Yeah. Matter of fact, the first drummer was the guy that introduced me and Dan, and then about 2 weeks later, we never saw him again.
Oh my God. Oh
Yeah,
my
that
God.
was funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy. I mean, just look at that. It's like eight drummers. Can you believe that? Eight drummers, and within that time span of you guys being together, I mean, that's that's a little insane.
That's almost a drummer a year. Um, I guess the longest tenure drummer we had would have been Phil. Uh,
Played out with him the most.
yeah, which is funny because he's actually legally deaf. Um, he was injured when he was in the army. He blew out his eardrums, and he had implants for a while. And he learned the songs. He played with us, but I'd constantly have to turn around so he could see where my hands were on the bass to make sure he was in the right spot.
Oh
Uh,
my God.
and then what was about the only good ear he had, his right ear went, and he went completely deaf.
Mm.
So Dan and I, we uh, we waited and let him do his thing. He ended up getting colloquial implants, and that doesn't work like a normal ear. That's like direct data right to your brain, and everything is monotone, which made it really difficult. So 2 years later, he finally gets his ears tuned to where he can, basically hear music almost normal. We started playing again, and Then about, I don't know, about 4 months ago, one of his implants went south on him, and that was it. He decided to hang it up, sold all his equipment, and left us looking for another drummer.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
just this is probably one of the craziest things ever been told to me. I think this is one of the craziest. I mean, going through that many drummers. I mean, that's. I mean, I know I've said it many times, but that's crazy. I mean, I know you guys have one now, but like going through that many, and I can't believe he lasted long. I can't believe it. I can't believe he lasted long.
Yeah, we've been through a few singers too. Brandon's our current singer. Uh, yeah, we had one kid. He liked to do screamo, like the yelling, and
Oh,
we we got him to sing most of the time and yell a little bit, and it worked. We actually played out live. We opened for a national act, band you probably never heard of. I'm dating myself. Back when Kiss came out, there was a group called Angel, and the guitarist for them got a band, and he was out touring. So the promoter for the show had us open up for him. We actually we torched them. We actually torched the national act.
oh,
That was fun. Played at a place called the Trocadero in Philly.
oh! I
Uh,
love Philly.
have you ever been to the Troc?
I passed by there when I visited there a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's an old theater, but the main stage is really it's great. The sound up there was incredible. We had side fills. You had independent monitors. You could tune to whatever you wanted. As Dan learned when he got yelled at for turning his amp up, they told him, "Look, man, we can put anything you want through this."
Oh my God.
Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Um, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Uh, let's see. The singer we had before, or two singers before Brandon joined us, was a guy named, what the hell was his name? I don't remember his name either. But he was real gung ho. He thought he joined Poison or something. I don't know. And he got real excited and started doing all this crazy stuff. And at one point, Lourdes of Asgard is kind of like a Nordic thing. Well, kind of the impression that's given with the name and all. But this guy went out and he bought himself a Viking helmet. And
Joe.
yeah, Joe. His name is Joe, and he swore to God he was going to wear that on stage, and that was the beginning of the end.
Mm.
We weren't having that.
Shortly after I started singing for these guys, it was looking like I was going to end up singing and playing drums, which I've done for bands before, but I recently had a broken foot. I got injured at work, so it took a little while to get myself up to speed on the drums, and then by the time I was to the point where my foot was healed enough to play, Colin told me we found Ivyn, and so we're hoping this goes well, because I'm not exactly 100% sure how long I'm going to be able to play sets for, but I suppose we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of a curse we have with drummers, because right after Ivyn joined up with us, before we even played with him, he hurt his thumb. So we're waiting for that to heal up, and then as soon as that gets healed up, we're gonna get out there and start beating down doors
Oh,
again.
wow, awesome. I'm so stoked. I'm so excited when you guys get back.
Yeah, come out and see us.
Hopefully, I'm down here in Texas, so hopefully, if you guys ever tour.
Oh, okay. Whereabouts in Texas?
Houston, actually. Houston, Spring.
I'm a truck driver. I used to go to Houston all the time.
Oh, really?
Yep. For a
Oh,
while, I
maybe
was down there once a
uh,
week, and I'd go from Houston down to the valley, down by the border, and pick up produce and then come back.
maybe I'll catch you.
I don't run the road no more. I stay
Oh,
local now. That's too much work.
makes sense. Makes tons of sense. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll bump into each other. Who knows?
Yeah, we
But
get this
yeah.
thing rolling. We get this thing rolling good and get out there and start touring.
Oh, sweet. Hopefully, if you guys do, you'll get me like a free ticket or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We'll grant you an exclusive interview.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
Backstage passes in the works.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be doing a fashion show on Instagram, and we'll do like a photo bomb.
It's funny you say that because one of my friends from Facebook and Instagram, a girl I follow, she she does the fans only and stuff like that, and she's gonna be promoting our stuff on her pages.
Oh, y'all got yourself a little promoter.
Yeah. Hey, publicity's publicity.
Yes, 100%, including now, anything like this publicity.
Yeah.
But yeah, and oh God, I've almost forgotten about you guys. Let's jump right into because right now a lot of people have no idea who you are. So I always love to give the interviewee a chance to kind of give a little bit about themselves, and since there's many of you, I really love if each of you could give a little piece of yourself, just so we're all okay, comfortable. And this is all about you, so you know.
Well, I'm Colin. I guess co-founder. Uh, I'm the bassist. I do a good portion of writing so far, pretty much all but maybe a verse or two of the lyrics, uh, and that's my role. This is Dan.
I'm Dan. I'm the guitar player. Um, Me and Colin both write the music. We've been writing for 10 years. um, yeah, me and him pretty much split the music. And then he even writes some of the lyrics, but I don't really do any of that. That's about it.
I'm Brandon. I'm vocals. I recently joined the band a couple months ago. As Colin said, he wrote the lyrics because all the songs they had, he had already written them, minus a couple lines here and there in some of the songs that I added later. Other than that, as soon as we're ready to work on new material, I'll be hopefully assisting or at least taking over in writing, and then whatever input Ivyn ends up possibly contributing. We'll see about that.
Don't forget your old stuff.
Yeah, some of my older stuff I brought to this band. We're going to be playing that.
Yeah, like it, old Incubus.
Couple different bands, some solo stuff, and as I mentioned, once Ivyn gets on the ball, if he's got anything he might bring to us, we'll see what he's got as well.
Mm.
He couldn't be here today, but he's hopefully joining remotely from his house.
I noticed you're also followed by our my Merc Music, mercthemusic.com.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe, They said they follow you.
Oh
At
yeah.
any rate,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
we've give a plug out. Yeah, if you go to mymerkandmusic.com, all one word, and Lourdes of Asgard, you can find our shirts and stuff. Good looking shirts. I'm wearing one right now.
It's Lourdes, Lourdes.
Oh. Oh yeah. I remember now. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can find us on Facebook at LOACDJ.
Oh, cool. Thanks for the heads up.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. But thanks for like opening up and giving us a little bit of that. I cannot wait to dive into more. I know this is just seeming a little intro-y, but we really gotta dive into everything. I just since you guys are a band, I love bands. Everybody knows that we've done a lot of bands on the show, and every single band that I've ever done has been phenomenal and amazing. So this is no different. Um, but I always like to learn the origin. I feel like the origin is the most important part of part of anything really.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know you guys already shared a little piece of it, and you guys have been going through so much changes. But overall, though, I want to ask this, and then we'll get to other stuff. How
Okay.
does it feel like overall as a how does it feel overall to be in a band? Like how does it feel to you?
Without being crude, it's great. I mean, playing on stage is I rate it up there with sex. Honestly.
Yeah, I love playing live. Just to beat off Colin and the whole crowd, and you know what he's going to be playing, and like I can play without. I already know what he's going to be playing, so it makes it a lot easier.
For the most part, just about my entire life, I've lived for music. I started singing when I was 6, playing drums when I was 8, and learning various instruments over the last 32 years. I can pretty much pick up an instrument and learn it within minutes. I live for my music. Now, it's a fun job, but it's still a job. It does take effort, it does take time, and it takes dedication. And I've been in a lot of bands that started out seeming like they had a lot of dedication and motivation, and everything ended up going south. Bands were breaking up, people were doing their own thing, moving away. So I've been through plenty of bands, but we haven't yet played out since I've joined the band, but I'm definitely looking forward to it, because this is one of the few times I've been in a band where they're not just picking up instruments because everybody else is doing it. They actually have an interest in being a musician. So it's kind of rare to find band members like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I live, eat, sleep music. I mean, Dan will tell you, I'm constantly texting him with ideas and stuff, or I'll come up with something and I'll send it to him, and it's. I mean, what else you gonna do?
Yeah.
Very true,
You know,
very true.
I don't know. There's people with talent out there, and there's a lot of people that can pick up an instrument and play other people's stuff, and and I know guys like this. I mean, you give him a Van Halen song and he picks it up and he sounds like Eddie. But just you give him a bass line and say, "Hey, put something to this," and he looks at you like you got three heads. I'm lucky enough to have found Dan, and it's like Dan and I are so connected musically that I mean anything he throws at me, I'll take it and come back, and it's I don't know, it's almost perfect.
Yeah.
And then we'll hone it down, and he's the same way. I mean, I give him a bass line, and a week later he comes back and he's like, okay, I got this to it. Or we'll just sit there and start playing, and Dan will just rip off this lead, and I'm like thinking, man, am I recording this? Because he's got to play this every time.
And 10 minutes later, we got a #1 hit single.
Yeah, wish. It's rough though. There's a lot of people out there doing this, and I like to think of us as a musicians band because we're not just playing 3-chord progressions. You know, we try to make it interesting. Surprisingly, we got a lot of female people that like the band. It's I don't know, if you listen to the music, it's almost danceable too.
Yeah, we don't write music, we compose works of art.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see
I do
that.
the same thing. I do the same thing. Like for years, I've been writing my own solo stuff that I didn't really have a band that wanted to play any of it. And the last few months, because I was out on medical leave with a broken foot, I had been spending, I don't know, 90% of my day just writing and recording my own music just for shits and giggles. And, you know, now I got somebody to bounce the ideas off of, see what they think. So it's coming around.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I love that you guys are so dedicated. I absolutely love that. I mean, it's just so wonderful to know that you're really dedicated, not just doing it for other reasons, let's just say. And that you're
Well,
really
those other reasons are just a bonus.
Yeah.
oh yeah. There will always be a bonus. The main thing for everybody is that they really want to do it. And I could tell that you guys have really good chemistry. I can tell you guys have great chemistry. You guys work together pretty well, and in return, you guys bring out positivity and make good music. I mean, that's something that I absolutely love. I love that kind. I love that kind of band. I love that kind of musician overall.
Yeah. I mean, you take pride in what you create. Um, those two tracks, the tracks we sent you, uh, I gotta say, it's we kind of rushed to get the vocals on the tracks. It's nothing we did in the studio. We actually recorded everything ourselves, and then kind of half-ass mastered it. It's something that we're going to go back and redo again. I don't feel like we did Brandon justice when we recorded it. Like I said, we rushed to have something to send. But I mean, overall, when you listen to it, you get the gist of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Another thing, we try not to write each song to sound this. Like a lot of bands, you can hear 3 different songs and not know the name of the band, but it's all the same band. We try to keep. I don't want to say we genre jump, but we try to give different like tastes when we do songs. I mean, I really don't think that there's 2 songs that sound alike in our entire catalog.
We throw a bit of diversity in the mix.
I mean, you hear a lot of influences that come out. I know Dan and I are big Led Zeppelin fans. Big influence for me when I started playing the bass. Iron Maiden was a major influence. Black Sabbath.
Then you'll hear something like the Foo Fighters and Incubus and 90s stuff also.
Yeah.
So it's all like a mix.
I also occasionally have people tell me when they hear my stuff that I remind them of a heavy metal David Bowie,
Yeah.
which I'll take that as a compliment because David Bowie was a master of his craft. I wish I had his kind of vocals, but I'll take the compliment.
Oh yeah, I'm along with that too. And I can see why. You have that kind of voice. I can definitely see it.
Well, as Colin said, we rushed that song a bit, and me personally, my vocals weren't the best because while we were recording and for the last couple months, the regimen of medications I've been on for my foot have kind of been messing with my system a little bit, and you know, my voice definitely wasn't 100% what it could have been, but I've been done with the medication for a little while now, so things are picking back up, and I'm feeling a lot better, but I'm sounding a lot better too.
That's really that's really
Yeah,
good. Congrats.
it was a rough couple of months. Basically, what happened is I was at work, and a guy on a forklift didn't see me, and I didn't see him, and he rolling pinned my left foot, and I had 9 major fractures across the joint lines and 6 minor fractures. I had 5 titanium pins, temporary pins in my foot, and I was taking a plethora of antibiotics and painkillers, and I think one of them might have been a mood stabilizer because I mean the medications were throwing me into mood swings like crazy, and you know I was having a little bit of acid reflux here and there. There were days where I would sleep 90% of the day. I lost track of time, and I'm not talking about hours. I mean, I've lost days and weeks because I was just so medicated because, you know, the first couple weeks after it happened, like it was so painful. Not even the injury itself, just the recuperation from the injury. That hurt worse than when it happened in the first place, but that also might have something to do with the fact that I was in a freezer that's kept 10 degrees, so I didn't really feel it. But after I left the hospital 2 days later, I started feeling it. And even then, I didn't even know I was in the hospital for 2 days. I thought I was there for like 9 or 10 hours. And they said, no, you've been here for like 2.5 days. Because I was so medicated, I had no track of time whatsoever. And I didn't sing for the first couple weeks at all. And I finally started practicing up once I started weaning myself off the painkillers. And then I met these guys, and you know, just I told myself I got to get back on the ball because I was feeling like crap, I was sounding like crap, and if I wanted to audition for a band, I needed to get somewhere, you know, personally with my own voice. And once I met up with these guys, we started playing, and you know, things are getting better. I'm definitely sounding a lot better now than I was weeks ago, but I still got a little bit to go.
Typical sex, drugs, and rock and rolls, huh?
Not the kind of drugs they talk about.
Like the good old days, right?
Yeah. I tried weaning myself off the painkiller after the first month, but the pain was still so bad. I was like, I need to keep taking them. But I haven't taken them for almost a month now, so I'm definitely doing a lot better.
Oh yeah, I can tell. I can tell. That's a lot going through. I'm so glad that you made it.
Yeah, and I'm walking again, so that's good.
No,
A little
that's
bit of
even
stiffness in my
better.
toes, but
Oh, what
So
do you
far,
think?
the only one that hasn't been hurt is Dan.
yeah, I keep making the joke that he's our bad luck charm because every time someone joins, they ended up getting injured.
Yeah, like back in May, I delivered to stores, and I took a spill on the ramp and landed on my shoulder. Thought I tore my rotator cuff, but it's something in the back. So I've been out of work since May on workman's comp.
And Phil had his what was it, quadruple or triple?
Yeah, Phil had a quadruple bypass. That was another thing with Phil, our old drummer.
He had a lot of health problems.
Yeah, man, it's never boring here.
Knock on wood, Dan's the only one that hasn't been hurt yet.
You know, we'll be
Well-
playing out very soon. I'm excited.
Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that is bad luck. But the great news is that if he does get hurt, at least you guys will be even. So
Yeah. We'll just put him in a body cast with his arms free and prop him up against the drum kit.
Yeah, it isn't just us either. Even famous bands are having musicians like the last year and a half. Like everybody's getting injured. Vince Neil, like a couple days ago, fell off stage and broke a couple ribs. Like,
oh my god.
I mean, yeah, everybody's getting hurt.
Oh jeez. Oh god.
Hopefully, we don't have anything like that happen because, I don't need to be breaking ribs. But then again, he is quite a bit older than I am, and even though he only fell 4 feet off the stage, like I said, he's a little older. I'm a little bit more nimble than most people my age. Let alone, what's he in his 60s, something like that. Vince Neil,
Singer for Motley Crue. Yeah. That's the thing when you go wireless. You have nothing tethering you to the stage.
well, at the same time, they viewed video footage from when he fell. There was no spotlight tracking him, so he had no idea where he was going anyway.
Yeah.
And he took a tumble and broke some ribs.
Oh god.
So I see you've done quite a few interviews there. I was scrolling through your work.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I just gotta keep it going. Gotta keep I guess I'm trying to think of a word. The movement going. I'll just say the movement.
Yeah.
I gotta just keep it moving because there's artists that need a platform, and if no one's gonna give them it, then I'm the ultimatum.
Maybe we got a new trademark slogan, move the music.
Yeah. It's excuse me. Excuse me. It's funny. We're involved with the promoter now. That's her big thing. She's an old hippie, and she's real big into original bands and about getting us out there and about getting bands paid too, because there's a lot of discrepancy there when it comes to original bands versus cover bands. I mean, we're doing the same thing. We're still playing music. We're still putting in the time,
Traveling and all that.
but we're not getting the money. And I'm not doing it for the money, but still, it's nice when somebody hands you $300 and says, great job tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely a bonus because
Yeah,
driving to some places sometimes, like I've been in bands where we'll drive 45 minutes, play a 15-minute set, and then drive 45 minutes home, and it's like gas and tolls, and we're not getting paid, and I mean, in your younger years, you don't really think about it much, but when you got a house of your own or kids or bills in your name, money tends to be an issue. So
yeah, and you're not just it's like instruments and strings and chords and equipment just doesn't fall out of the trees.
yeah,
I
used to dumpster dive outside of Mars Music for drum heads and guitar strings, and I used to find a bunch of stuff. I mean, I found whole drums, I found pedals, guitar pedals, I found microphones, cords, and they needed a little bit of soldering or a nut and a bolt here and there, and they were good. And I added them into my collection, or sometimes I sold them if I didn't need them. But I can't exactly do that anymore because there's really strict laws against it, apparently.
Oh god. Wow, what a crazy world y'all been living in.
If you want to snag that tagline, hashtag move the music, feel free.
Oh yeah, I think I will use it.
But yeah, we're trying to do what we can do. I mean, we don't get to practice as much as a lot of bands out there, but then again, a lot of bands out there that practice almost every day and they sound like conveyor belt crap. I think we at least got to step up above the competition at this point.
Yeah, I'll say that. I mean, we've Dan and I have gone almost 2 months without practicing together, and then get there and plug in, and it's like we never missed a beat.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you find people that are you can gel with, and that's the whole thing. You got to find those people that you can gel with, and once you gel, it falls together really quick and easy.
And like I said, I've been out on medical disability from work, so I've had nothing but time on my hands, and work on my solo stuff, work on the songs that these guys have, tweak them here and there, practice my voice, and some of the songs, my older stuff, solo and stuff I've done with bands, I gave it to them, and they put their spin on it, send it back to me, and if needs be, I might do something a little different next time we play it or record it, and we pretty much just take it from there.
Interesting input. Interesting.
Now those 2 tracks I sent you, Tribute and Phantom. I know there's a 3 after them, but because when I put them in the computer, since there's multiple versions, I got to keep them straight. So I just number them. But those 2 songs, they're probably our oldest.
Yeah.
Ooh.
From when we started.
Yeah.
Pertaining to what you were asking earlier about the origins, what's funny is I had talked to these guys like a year or 2 ago. And then
Fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah, I ended up moving, switching jobs. The place I was living, I found out the guy was like starting a meth lab in his basement, so I kind of got out of there quick. And I was renting a hotel room for a couple weeks. I spent a couple weeks sleeping in a tent in the woods off the side of the highway, and my phone had gotten run over by the work truck, so I didn't have a way to get in contact with these guys, and I had so much like just negative stuff happening to me all at once. And then I finally got a better job, better pay, got my own place. I'm actually in a house now. I'm done renting apartments because that stuff's for the birds.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got myself a new phone and was looking for bands and came across these guys' profile again, and I said, hey, what's going on? And
he hit me up, and I'm like, who the hell's this?
so we finally met up, ran through some songs, and apparently they're a singer now.
God forbid something happens to Ivyn, he's going to get on the kit too.
Yeah, I'm still practicing up on the drums for the songs just in case Ivyn ends up not making it. So at least we'll be able to play out, and I'll just do vocals and drums at the same time. But
I don't know. Ivyn, are you there?
no, you're still not in?
Nope.
No one else joined? Okay.
No.
Yeah, we've been messaging him, but we haven't heard from him yet. I hope he didn't break his texting thumbs.
Funny. But thanks for that. Thanks for all this. I'm just taking this all in because I always get overwhelmed by bands because, it's always like a dream come true whenever I get to see a band. It's like heaven almost, like a taste of heaven almost.
Well, that's how it is for us when we
Yeah.
play, and especially when we, get to talk to a fan or a follower or a promoter, or, someone like you who's interviewing us. We know people are hearing the songs, but we never really get to talk to them face to face or over the phone. So it's nice for us to be able to do that too. Because, I mean, one of the big things about being in a band is connecting with your audience. And if we don't get to do that, we don't really get any feedback from them. So it's nice to be able to do that every once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I love that you guys are so determined to connect with the audience and with your fans. That really shows your commitment.
Yeah. I mean, Dan and I, we can attest to it. We played some gigs where there was like what, 5 people in the audience.
Yeah, band members, family.
Yeah, and you play it like you're playing a stadium. You put on the show no matter what, whether
Yeah.
there's 5 people or 500. And you still get a thrill out of it because, hey, look, we're at the end of the day, we're all attention whores, if I can say that. And
Yeah.
you like putting your stuff out there, and you like being watched. You like when people clap for you. It's a human thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've been in bands where the only members in the audience, all 2 of them were girlfriends of the band members. And it's, it sucks when people don't want to stick around, but we're there to play, we're going to play.
yeah.
So at the very least, the bartender gets to hear a song he hasn't heard before.
Exactly. Yeah, we're never going to put on a subpar show just because there's nobody there, or the place isn't packed.
Oh wow. No, y'all, I know y'all are, now I see why y'all are like a real band. You guys are really committed to everything. Wow, I'm very impressed.
Even if we're only playing for the roadies, we're still going to play, give it our all.
Yep.
Wow.
If nothing else, it's another band practice for us to hone our skills, master our craft.
That's it. Yeah. I've done quite a
Wow.
few of those gigs.
And then you get the shows where there's a lot of people, but there's not a lot of space to set up. I've played shows like that where we get a little 10 square foot place to fit 6 people with all their instruments, and it's ridiculous. I can't play my drums with the bassist ass in my face, but we make do with what we get.
Oh yeah. Definitely, 100%. And I love that you guys also make the best of your situation too. That you guys make it a positive thing. Every situation comes up. Even the changes that went through your band, you're still together, you're still rocking on, and that's like powerful. It's like when you guys told me that you guys were still, together through all those changes, it was emotional. Just a little bit emotional.
I think every band goes through that at some point. Some bands, they never make it anywhere because they always have that kind of bad luck, and then they just give up, and that's a shame because I've heard some really talented bands give up after a year just because nobody showed up at one gig, and it's a shame, but that's life.
Yeah, you gotta get those. You gotta get those. And I've interviewed people like that. They have concerts and barely no one showed up. But I love that you guys. I love. Oh my God. I'm sorry. It's just me.
Okay, let it out.
What do you think I'm trying to do?
Go ahead.
I'm
We're here
trying.
for you.
Oh, so sweet. Well, I was trying to say that I love that you guys. I love what you're doing. I'm all for it, honestly. I just love this. It's like I can feel good. I was nervous a little bit because I haven't done a band in what since I haven't done a group since since October, since no, I haven't done it since August, September. So it's been a while. So you can see.
Oh, you're doing good.
Yeah,
Cool.
a lot of people who do what you do, and a lot of people who are in bands haven't really done anything like that since before COVID happened. So, it's almost like new ground, like we're learning to do it all over again. But everyone's going to have their struggles and their trials and tribulations.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. And it's funny you say that because a person asked me like, could you imagine your show before, you know, before the pandemic? Like, I don't know. I don't know, like if that happened then I would have you guys like fly here just to, just to speak with me. Or I would have my own studio and you guys just I just had like a giant projector. I don't know if you guys watch Jimmy Fallon, but he has that giant projector right next to that little chair, kind of thing.
Who was
So
it?
it's funny you
Jimmy
mentioned that.
Fallon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it's about you. It's about you. I gotta stop talking about me. But I just wanted to get a little background history. Of course, now we know about you, and we appreciate it. We're also here for music, and that's what we're gonna dive into next.
Okay, great.
Now that we got a little bit of origin, which is good. Um, I want to dive into your music. Now, since this is a band, since you guys do things so well, it shouldn't be a problem to mention this. So I'm gonna dive right into it. Firstly, I'm
Okay.
going to ask for your music process. And usually, when I say that, I just mean what's your process when it comes to making music? I mean, and this incorporates everybody vocals, bass, it incorporates everybody. What is your whole process? Songwriting, production. I want you to let everything out about your process. Don't care how long it is, just let it all.
Well, if you take like Tribute, one of the tracks I sent you, that's something that Dan had written, and I remember, I remember it like it was yesterday. He's like, I've got this thing. What was it called before that? It always been Tribute,
Yeah, it was always tribute.
but it wasn't.
It
It was.
sounded different.
It wasn't arranged the same way. And then, so like, if Dan's got something, he'll come to me. He says, "Hey, I've got this." Like our title track, Lord. We've got a song called "Lourdes of Asgard." Uh, he'll come to me with it, and he'll say, "Okay, I've got this." And what I'll do is normally is I'll record it, uh, and then I'll go back in and I'll write down my bass part to it, and then we'll present it to the drums, and then we'll run through it a couple times. Maybe we'll cut it up into pieces so the drummer can figure out what he's doing with it, and then after that, up until we got Brandon, I would sit down and try and write lyrics to it, and usually whatever I felt at the time is whatever the music said to me, that's what I would write about. Like Tribute
Tribute.
is you ever see those movies where like the guy was a soldier or a mercenary and he wants to get out of it, he wants to retire and then just live the rest of his life in peace.
Well, sort of.
Well, it's like anything else, or like The Godfather. Every time I think I'm out, they draw me back in. Sorry, bad impression of Al Pacino. Uh, it's basically about that. That's he said it's called Tribute. So I started thinking about it, and words started coming to my head, and I came up with an idea. Okay, well here's this warrior or this soldier of fortune, a mercenary who's been fighting all his life, and he feels like he's paid his dues. You know, but people keep coming to him and bugging him to get back into these fights, and he doesn't want to do it. So that's what inspired the lyrics. Uh, Phantom, the other track, is actually about ghosts, and that once they start rolling, it usually rolls pretty good. Oh, hold on here. What's this? How'd it go? Oh, Ivyn just texted. Text him back. Tell him we're still doing it. He can jump in if he wants. But yeah, that's basically it. Or I'll come up with a bass line and say, okay. Normally, when I do it, I'll write from beginning to end. rough rough it out, and then I'll hand it off to Dan, and you know he'll sit down with it and start working out the guitar parts and the leads, and then we'll get together and if we don't have the drummer with us, we'll
Click track.
yeah, we'll run a click track, basically just like a metronome, and we'll play along to it and hammer out some of the details. And then again, back to the writing, lyrics. We've had some songs that have gone for months without me, coming up with something to write, lyric wise. And then one day I'll be thinking about it, and boom, I just get hit with inspiration and start writing it down. And I'm texting Dan the lyrics because I don't have paper, and so I don't forget them.
Yeah.
He's like, "What's all this?" But as far as between Dan and I, that's basically our process. We're gonna invoke that process with Brandon. We'll go to him with the music and say, "Here, this is what we've got. This is essentially the idea behind it," and cut him loose. And vice versa. He's going to come to us and say, "Hey, I've got this idea," and then from what he describes to us, we'll try and put it in musical language. If that makes sense.
I haven't yet gotten a chance to actually write original songs with these guys. As I said, I've spent the last couple months going over the songs that they already had, learning those and getting them down. Once we do start writing, as Colin said, we're going to tweak our process here and there, but individually, what I've done in the past and what I've been doing with my solo stuff is I'll come up with a guitar riff or,
Melody.
some kind of piano, just some tune, whatever instrument ends up piquing my interest first, and I'll lay that down, and then I'll add drums and then the accompanying guitar or bass guitar until I got an entire song, and then I'll listen to it over and over again. And then once the inspiration for lyrics hits me, that's when I'll start writing, and then I'll tweak my voice here and there for whatever kind of sound I'm looking for, and lay that down and see what I come up with, listen to it a bunch of times, and if I want to change something, I'll change it. Sometimes I'll go back to a song weeks, months, or even a couple years later, listen to it again, and then say, I could do this better, let me change this part or that part. I've even rewritten the lyrics a couple times for certain songs, and that's how I've been doing it for my solo stuff. That's how I've done it with bands before. But even then, one of the bands I was in, we had 2 albums worth of songs, 14 songs on each album, and we never wrote anything. We literally just came up with it on the spot and recorded whatever we felt like playing that day. And it worked out well for those bands, not so much other bands, but every musician and every band as a whole has a different method of coming up with stuff. So it's really just, as Dan had mentioned before, feeding off your band members. When you're exchanging that kind of energy, if you try to write a song by yourself, it might sound awesome to you and people might like it, but then when you try to write that same song with the band, it's going to sound completely different. So
Yeah.
Eventually we'll get to that point as a band, and hopefully we'll come up with some gems.
Like I'm constantly sitting there with my bass, and I'll just not even trying to come up with something. I'll just just randomly running up and down the neck, and I'll be fiddling around, and I'll come up with a riff. Sometimes it's just a simple groove, and then I'll go back and expand on it, and I say, okay, well, what can I put to this? And I'll put something else to it, and then I'll record it and send it off to Dan and say, what do you think of this? And I'll either get a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Most of the time, it's a thumbs up. Dan.
I mostly write when I'm at home. I like to sit there and listen to what Colin sent me and try to figure out what I think would be best. I come up with a riff too, same thing. I sit there, play, just messing around. I'll play a couple cover songs to warm up, and then I'm just fiddling around. I come up with something, and then I'll send it back to Colin, and he'll tell me if he likes it or not. And we usually go from there.
Mm. I love the in-depthness. You went all in out. Didn't I?
What's that?
You went all and out.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just taking this all in. Clearly, the process is working because you guys are still making great music together. I absolutely love how you go about music, and overall, I see you guys have great. Like I said before, you guys have great chemistry. You guys work well together. I love it.
Thanks.
Thanks.
No, don't mention it. Don't mention it. It's my pleasure.
Has Ivyn signed in yet?
No. Did you guys give him like the Zoom thing?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I emailed it to him and sent it on Instagram.
Oh, nope. No.
He kind of feels like, since he hasn't really done, he's only just joined, that he wouldn't have anything to, contribute. But,
He can jump in. He shouldn't feel embarrassed. I wish he was on the phone right now. Like I could tell him. I've done people younger than you. I've done 15-year-olds. I've done 14-year-olds. I've done 13-year-olds. Like I've done kids. So it's no big deal. If you have a small role, I've done small artists. I've done artists that haven't even put out music yet. So it's no big deal at all. But anyway, I'm just gonna jump forward.
okay.
Now I want to get an overall look at your sound as a band.
Okay.
So overall, as a group, how would you describe your music?
We've been asking ourselves the same question, and we've asked others, like, what genre do we fall into? And
It's definitely hard rock. I wouldn't say it was metal or alternative.
yeah, we kind of skirt the edge of metal with some songs, and some songs were like just
Sounds more like Zeppelin-y, kind of.
just straight old rock and roll.
40 Tons definitely like our Zeppelin song.
Yeah, 40 Tons is definitely rock and roll, but it's rock and roll with nuance. See, that's the word I was looking for. It's we try to invoke a certain amount of nuance into everything we write. Like I'm sure a lot of gamers know this term, Easter egg. We try to put Easter eggs in there, little things that you'll be like, "Whoa, did you hear that?" And it'll stick with them.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people have described it as stuff that gets stuck in their head. Yeah, but I guess if you had to put a label on us, we're rock, hard rock, kind of progressive hard rock.
Yeah, just the right amount of metal and classic rock in there, just
Blues.
a tiny bit.
Blues, like Hammerfall. Right before the solo, you've got this instrumental
Metal riff,
like a bridge. It's just a little instrumental thing in the middle of the song right before Dan goes into the solo. But then right at the very end, I lay down this blues groove, bass line. It's like I stole it from Led Zeppelin. But it's cool because it just slows the tempo down, and it just adds another layer. Like when you listen to Tribute, we're going on, and you'll hear that we've got a section in there right after the second chorus where it sounds like we're going to go and do a third verse, but we don't. We change it up a little bit, and then we just break down to this. Well, actually, it is a third verse now. We break down the tempo, to this real melodic type. I don't know what you'll call it. And Brandon doesn't sing the verse; he actually speaks the part, which like kind of like a soliloquy, and it works really good. And then from there, the tempo picks up just a little bit more, and Dan takes us out with a solo.
Yeah, that spoken part, it's kind of right where the guitar rests a little bit, brings the energy down just a little bit. And the spoken part kind of really solidifies the ending of the song because we amp it up again and, just rip back into it after the solo. And it kind of adds, like Colin said, that little nuance that you don't often hear in a lot of songs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not criticizing people's craft, but it's kind of a lost art where I don't know, like even go back to Motown and the older stuff. You get the same thing just repeated over and over and over again, almost like a run-on sentence. They change a little bit for the chorus, and then they run-on sentence some more, and that's it. That's your whole song. And that's just something we try not to do. We try to make it interesting at some point, like just throw these little nuances in there just to keep you on your toes. Say, oh wow, that was neat.
Yeah, and the spoken part of that song, it kind of helps, at least for me, it helps remind people that the song isn't just a song, it's a story.
Yeah.
It's about something, it has meaning, it has depth. So the spoken part kind of reminds people, this is a story that's being told about a specific event or person or an experience in one of our lives. And it kind of, paves the way for the rest of the song. And like I said, we bring that energy back up again, and it just solidifies it, helps bring it right back around.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because with my writing style, I don't like to. I told Dan we're not going to write love songs. Just not going to do it. There's enough love songs in the world. We don't need to add to that pile. It's not that I have anything against love or romance or anything. I think it's great, but it's just not what we're doing. A lot of stuff is a story, especially tribute, and
it's almost along the lines of the band Man of War. A lot of their songs are about the hero of the story or the fallen soldier. It tells a tale.
Iron Maiden too.
Yeah,
it's usually a story.
It tells a tale. It's got some meat to it. It's not just a bunch of words strung along to a tune.
Exactly.
Oh, it makes total sense. It makes total sense, and I totally get you. I got you.
I think because of that, our age spectrum as far as people that like it. I mean, my kids are older now, but when they were younger, I'd hear them humming the music all the time, and it gets stuck in their head. But it kind of reaches across the whole spectrum. Listen to me. I sound like a 10 Grammy award winner.
And maybe that'll happen.
No, we're not just doing it for the kids.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying options.
Oh, we lost you. What's that?
I'm just saying options, why? Because you said Grammy, so.
Yeah.
But
we're all for it, but we're not going to be featured on Nickelodeon anytime soon.
Oh no, don't. No. That's a controversial thing. Like that in Disney Channel, you cannot. Never.
The day my music gets the Kids' Choice Awards, that's the day I hang up my drumsticks.
Mm-hmm. No shit.
So now, question for you. You found this on Instagram. Did you? What drew you to us?
Oh, okay, good question. I was gonna do this with you later, but anyway, so every time I
Inquiring
open up
minds want to know.
Instagram, every time I open up, shit. Every time I open up Instagram, I get like a suggestions list. Every time, because when I go to home, of course, it's the post from people I follow, and then I think right below in the middle of the post, it has a list of accounts to follow. Like here's a few suggestions for you, and your name popped up. And your name popped up, and I was looking at your profile. I remembered you from a while back because it was actually the second time that I've seen you. The first time was actually an accidental thing I did, um, in which I played one of your songs, and it was actually in a tutoring session. I accidentally played one of your songs. Actually played one of them in a session, and they asked, "What is that?" And I'm like, "I don't know what is that." And then I stopped, and then I kind of forgot about y'all until you popped up on Instagram, and I was like, "I remember them. Yep, I remember." And I was like, "They seem cool. They seem cool. They seem amazing, and they're well together." And I love bands. I don't do a lot of bands, but what I do is like phenomenal. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna hit them up on Instagram, DM away. And I didn't know you guys would answer, so I was lucky.
Yeah, well, I've had a lot of time on my hands, so I do a lot of flipping through my phone. You caught me at a good time.
That's good that the profile had that enough of an impression for you to remember, though. So we thank you for that.
Yeah, because originally I posted like 2 songs complete, and then I said, you know what? Let me go back in there and just give like teasers. So, I mean, if you heard the teaser and thought enough of us to ask us to be on, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys are so cool. I mean, it's like I love bands, you guys know that. I mean, I love bands. I grew up listening to rock bands and groups, so it's a little taste of history almost.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's always going to be, a little bit of history behind a band between these guys and mine. It's a little bit sordid, but every experience we've had individually or as a band brought us to where we are, whether it's, in our personal lives or as a band or when we're writing music. Like recently, Dan and I had been having conversations about certain songs we think would be excellent covers. And he mentioned a couple good ones that I liked. I mentioned a couple good ones that he likes. We have yet to run through them because we're still working on the material we have. But I know Dan is really looking forward to getting up there with his guitar.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I could definitely tell you
We
guys
did
are
try
like
Brandy.
so prepped.
At once.
Have you ever heard Brandy? The song
Yeah.
Brandy?
Yes, I love Brandy.
Not the singer, the
Oh,
song.
yes, I love the song Brandy.
You know what I'm talking about? Brandy, you're a fine girl.
Yeah.
It's a song.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually used it on the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie. We actually covered that. I tried to. We didn't play it out
Wow.
anywhere, but we did practice it. It came out pretty good.
Yeah, well,
Red Hot Chili Peppers covered it too.
yeah. I think I could have done better with my vocals, but
Uh,
I mean the drum track was, decent. And
well,
I mean
Phil played with us at that point.
Dan nailed the guitar, so it was easy to follow. I knew the song already. I had just never played it, but if it weren't for Dan's cues, I wouldn't have known where I was in the song. So, he did a really good job with that. And, I mean that helps with a lot of singers. A lot of them follow the guitar. My issue was because I was primarily a drummer beforehand. Occasionally, when I would sing for bands, I would kind of get myself lost in listening to the drums and forget my spot.
Makes
But
perfect sense.
you know, when I'm in a drummer frame of mind and then I got to start singing, you know, it can be a little difficult to differentiate the two, you know, to follow one more than the other, especially since I do both. But I hadn't done it in so long. You know, I had been just in the drummer frame of mind for years and years and years. And, you know, the first couple times we practiced, I kept losing my spot, forgetting what I was singing, not just with their songs, but even with my own songs. And I didn't think I'd ever forget where my spot or where I was at with my own music, but it happens. But thankfully, Dan's a hell of a guitarist, and you know, now I'm able to follow and know where I'm at based on his cues, or if I'm looking at Colin when he's playing the bass, because I know he does a certain nuance on his bass at this point of the song or that point of the song. I know exactly where I'm at all times.
Dan and I got together the other day and ran through the songs real quick, just to say sharp. And we were running through one song, and we didn't have Brandon there singing. And I'm going to one section, and he's going off to he's jumping ahead to like right before the solo. Like, what are you doing? He's like, oh. So yeah, you depend on each other for cues and to keep you all together. When you're not used to having a singer, you rely on memory and muscle memory and whatnot. And but now that we've got someone singing, you know, you've got a different what's that word? A different stimulus to keep you on track.
Mm-hmm. Very true, very true. And yeah, I get you. I mean, I also sing, so I've gone through the same kind of motion and that same kind of moment. And wow, I did not know y'all did covers. Y'all must sound pretty good then.
We try.
We think we do.
A little time by y'all's voices, I can definitely envision it. And I've been the same when I did singing. Like people said it was like okay, so we share that.
Nice.
Yeah, every band and every musician, especially the individual or solo artist, they're always going to think they sound good. But like I said before, until we get that chance to connect with people and, you know, get their viewpoints on it, we're always going to have a one-track mind when it comes to that because we're biased. You know, we're the ones writing and performing the songs. We don't write it so other people will like it. We write what we feel. Hopefully people like it, but, you know, it does still help to get a little bit of constructive criticism, not just from each other, but from fans as well. Like I'm telling Dan all the time, one of the things he does in a certain song I really like, but then if we're playing a song and he switches something up that I hadn't heard before, it's new to me.
Throws you off a little bit.
It throws me off. It's not
Yeah.
that I don't necessarily like it. I just hadn't heard it before. Or when Colin would do that on bass, but when we tell Dan, you know, try this instead of that, he'll try it. If we collectively like it and it sounds better, we'll stick with it. If not, we trust Dan's instincts. Yeah. For the most part, we stick with Dan's instincts anyway. I mean, he's a hell of a guitarist.
I'm like that with the drummer. I mean, you can play. The drummer can play like Animal on, you know, soloing, but if he does something different with the kick or on the snare, that kick snare, that upbeat and downbeat, it throws me all off. It just completely throws me off. I mean, I'll adjust to it, but it's, you know, it's something you hone in on because that's you know that's what keeps the groove going.
Yeah, yeah, and I can see why you have to build a stimulus. I can definitely see where you need to build. I see where you need to build though, and I totally get why you guys gotta connect with your fans. I mean, yeah, it's true if you don't let people hear, it's you can't honestly know if you're good or not. You only got to have a vote. I mean, you gotta have like the community look and see. I mean, if you don't give people a chance to like hear what you got, I mean, can you honestly say what you have is good? I mean, I don't know. Can you honestly say it's
Yeah,
good if people don't hear it?
I've gone through my friends list on Facebook and just picked random people and sent them like songs and said, hey, give me an honest opinion what you think of this. And I have to say it's almost 99.9% positive every time. I mean, look, I tell them, look, just be brutally honest with me. Don't sugarcoat it. If you don't like it, say you don't like it, and then tell me why. And I'm not gonna block you or unfriend you because of it. I want input.
You went to Facebook, dude? Oh God, that's why I have the 90%. That's why.
What's
Well,
that?
so far we've been lucky as far as the people following the music because it's not always going to be hit or miss. It's not that cut and dry because like if you post something on YouTube, you can have 10,000 views but only 20 likes. So if somebody doesn't like it, even though they viewed it, that doesn't necessarily mean they like it. But it's they say numbers don't lie, but I mean there's a gray area in there. And I mean, one of our songs, for example, Hammerfall, I thought what I was doing with the vocals sounded good at the time. And then, Dan said, well, why don't you, bring the volume up, go a higher octave, and I tried it and it sounded good. And I liked it better than what I was doing. And I hadn't thought of that before. And then in one of the other songs, Colin was like, why don't you do what you do in Hammerfall? Try it at a higher octave. So we did, and it's been that way ever since. So what I thought sounded good to me, but it didn't sound good collectively. And then once we tried it the new way, it did sound better. And there's always going to be that constructive criticism that you might miss if somebody doesn't say something.
I think that's probably got to be the hardest thing for someone that's singing because you hear your voice inside your head, and then you listen to it on a recording, and it doesn't sound the same.
Yeah,
that's got to be like a monkey wrench for you.
And I thank God every day I'm not tone deaf.
Ooh, get chilly out.
I wouldn't want to be one of those singers that thinks they sound like super awesome, and then you listen to a recording of them, and it's like somebody's brutally beating a cat.
Go.
True that. 100%. Very true. Loving this insight, by the way. I'm just learning so much. I'm learning so much. Like, oh, it feels weird, like back in the classroom, I guess.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
just thinking out loud.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Let's go with that. So to go along with y'all's question earlier, was there anything that you would like to openly ask about? Ask about me. It don't have to be like about me, just openly ask. It could be anyone. Just so we can just connect more, because I've learned a lot about you guys. I love all this. I feel like you guys are urging something, so you guys don't dare me if you want.
You said you sing. Where can we hear your stuff at?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't record music. I don't. I'm only a songwriter for now.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe Dan can write a guitar riff to one of your songs.
That'd be so nice. But yeah, I've actually sang on the show before. I don't know if you're probably new to the show, but if you watch my other show where I sing, like the one with the Shifley band in it, you should collab with them, by the way. the Shifley band, they asked me like musically, you should sing. Can you sing? We dare you to sing. And I sing, and they're like, oh, wow, it's amazing. And that like teared me up when they said that. Like, oh my god, like, it's like I love that.
Well,
So,
maybe we'll get the opportunity to cover one of your songs someday.
maybe. I mean, I have published songs before. But yeah, I'm really hoping soon I can start, recording. And even so, I just like to do a little bit of, just a
No,
little bit of singing, just because, like, if you ask me right now, musically, could you sing something? And I'm like, sure. And that's a little snippet I like to give. I like to give people little snippets, just so they can feel nice and happy and warm inside.
Well, who do you sound like when you sing?
When I sing, oof, I've actually heard back when I sing. So I have a weird voice. You notice I have a weird voice. So when I sing, it's like kind of high, but also low. It's actually both. And it's especially crazy when I vocalize. When I vocalize, and do vocal exercises, it's crazy too. Like, just wait till you actually like hear it. You'll see.
Sorry about that noise. We're outside, sitting on the deck. That's a jet flying over. I don't know if you can
Oh,
hear it.
that explains so much. I thought you guys were like inside in the studio.
Nah, we're sitting out on the deck. We all smoke. Filthy habit.
Yeah.
That's the neighbor's dog.
Mm, gotcha.
Uh, sorry, the guy that we go to this rehearsal studio is trying to call me.
Oh, you can call him. Do you want to pause for a moment and just answer?
Nah. He's a pain in the butt.
Oh.
He'll ask me some inane, dumb question. Oh, why am I dying?
I don't know. Just in case.
No, I got 22%. I'm good.
Oh,
I'll plug it in anyway.
charger.
Awesome.
Dude, we're still trying to get Ivyn to join. Has he joined yet?
Nope.
And he might be having some difficulties on his end.
That's all right.
It's been over an hour. I don't think he's showing up. It's been over an hour.
It's all right. There'll be other ones.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always open if you guys want to ever come back and get him back here. I'm open.
Yeah, we'd like to, once we start getting some practices in, and once we get him up to speed on the drums and everything's tight, maybe we can do a live one for you.
Yay. That'd be so nice. That'd be so nice. I mean,
Knock out a few songs live for you.
oh,
Maybe,
yes.
Maybe we'll even cast out a show sometime.
Yay. You guys got me. I'm a DM away.
Okay.
Yes. All right, you guys got any more you like to throw?
No, I think we covered everything.
Oh, you guys don't have
So,
anything else to ask? Are you guys out of the tank?
well, I was going to ask you musically. What do you like about us?
Oh, good question. Well, firstly, I was nervous to meet you. But now getting to know you, I'm starting to I like the chemistry, first of all. I love that you guys know each other, you guys are well equipped. I also love the way you guys work around music. I love that you guys are very patient, very persistent, very manageable, very manageable. I guess, yeah, those. And I love that no matter what, you guys keep pushing on and still making music. That's something that's really important to me. Not just because you're a band, not just because you're here. Like, it's important, to me, knowing that you guys have developed music, because music is a part of my life too. I've told everybody, I've told people, I've sang for 7, 8 years of my life. I've been singing that long, and I've been songwriting for over a year. So it's music's a part of my life, and I love meeting people that are just as serious about music as me. So just hearing that part and just getting this positive vibe from you, it's like overall, like I'm very impressed and very happy at the moment. And this is probably the most happiest, considering of all the shit that happened um earlier, which we won't get into.
Nice. Hey, could you pause for just a second?
Uh, sure, I guess.
Just a second.
Okay. All
Let me
right.
know when. Are you paused?
Oh, okay. You want me to pause? Gotcha. Pause.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. Thanks for that question, though. Thank you. And don't be ashamed to ask me anymore. This is an open space, so anything is anything. Anything is game for me. Daring questions, anything at all.
So how's the weather down in Texas?
Um, it's well, it's really sunny. It's sunny most of the year. Right now it's starting to get cool. It's starting to become fall, so it's starting to get really cool. Today in the morning it was 57, and I felt so good going to work today. It felt really good. It was 57. No, it was 55. Yeah, it was 50. It was 56. Yeah, 56, and it felt good to go to work and not be usually it'd be like 70 and I'd be already sweating when I get there, but it just feels good. But most of the year up to until the middle of October it will get hot. And it doesn't snow down here, so it's gonna be the sun all the time.
Oh yeah, like I said, I used to go down there all the time. Actually, Texas kind of annoyed me because they they you guys name all these ditches. You give them river names and there's no water. That bugged me.
Oh, that is annoying. That is annoying.
Like
Maybe
if
there's
you
a
drive,
reason why they did. Maybe
it,
maybe it was a tribute. Maybe it was just a tribute. Or maybe just like a
I think
memory to
when it's like
something.
flash floods, they become rivers. But yeah,
Yeah, that is weird. And sometimes when they say a flash flood happens, it usually just means just heavy rain or something.
yeah.
Those kind of things. Um, but yeah, overall it's pretty good. I love Texas. I love the freedom that I get to have down here. I just I just like it. But hopefully soon I get to actually travel. A lot of my friends, they want me to visit. They want me to go to Cali, they want me to go to New York, they want me to go to Boston, they want me to do a US tour. Like I like that kind of thing. Like I'm like and then weirdly there was one weird thing, weirder than what you guys mentioned earlier. They mentioned, I think one of my friends mentioned a month ago, like, hey, would you think about doing a podcast tour? And I'm like, what would that be? Like, I mean, like when I heard that, I was um, like I was blown away, but also like confused. Like, it's like,
Well, you get out on the road and you go visit all the people you've interviewed.
well, I guess so, yeah. And then I get to meet artists on the road, like, but I was like telling her like, that's crazy. A tour, that's crazy. I thought she was joking, but she was not joking. Like, are you doing it or not? I was like, I don't know if I can give you a clear answer because this is touring, not just me sitting at my table with the computer.
Hmm.
Well, not only would you get to talk to some of the people you've interviewed, but you also might find some new ones while you're on the road that you might not have discovered before, and vice versa.
Oh yeah, like we're a
Oh
stone's
yeah.
throw from Philly,
Oh yeah.
Philadelphia, and yeah, there's a lot of bands and a lot of music going on in Philly, and we're about 2 hours from New York, so we're kind of like right in the middle of it.
Oh, you live around there. Oh, I have some family down there.
Yeah, we're in South Jersey.
Oh.
Not to, not to be confused with New Jersey.
I
Home of Bon
gotcha.
Jovi.
He's from New Jersey. We're in South Jersey.
Oh no, he's got a house out in Medford.
Oh.
Did he buy it? Who got the Eagle's Nest? Oh, they turned that into a nursing home. Never mind.
Yeah, there's a lot of strong music in this area. Unfortunately, some of it goes never being heard, but you know that happens. Not every band's going to get out there. Not every band's going to make it. But I mean, all you can do is hope and get yourself out there, and you know, with the help of interviewers and promoters and you know people who do what you do, we now have that chance. Especially in the age of technology. I mean, pretty much everything's online now, and still some of these bands just never get heard, and it's a shame because some of them are really talented, but you know, until they come across somebody who does what you do, or they walk into a Guitar Center and see an advertisement for a promoter, unless they, you know, experience that type of happenstance, you know, they're just going to be playing for themselves, and it's a shame.
I know, I know. And you took the words out of my mouth. I was literally going to just say that after that. I was just about to say that. Like I was about to jump in and say, no, no, that's why I do this, because there's also people that are not heard or they're not heard enough. This is like the place for you. So I've been thinking about that honestly. With you talking about it, I've thought about it, and you know, you're right. I would meet people that I've interviewed. I've always wanted to, because this is an audio interview. I've never actually, most of the time, I've never seen people's like faces before. Some people, most people, everybody that I've ever met, they've never seen actually my face before. So it's that, but it's also opportunities for people that I've never heard before. It's opportunities for them, and it just sounds exciting. It just seems so much as a person.
Yeah. And who knows?
Oh, hold on. In the way of promoting, if you've got like some sort of promotional like photo or something, like I don't know, like a poster type photo of your podcast you want to promote, by all means send it to me. I'll post it up on the site. You know, we take care of those that take care of us, and that's, you know, like other bands and stuff. If they prop us up, you know, we do the same thing. That's kind of a
Mutual respect.
that's how we stay. There's unity in numbers. So
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, 100%. 100. But I only have my logo. I only have a podcast logo I use.
send that. Like I said, I'll put it up there, and you know, I'll throw it up on that. We're gaining followers every day, so it's, you know, I just started the band page about 2 weeks ago or so, maybe 3 weeks, and you know, it's gaining steam. Plus, we've got about 300 followers on Facebook. Uh, so, you know, publicity's publicity, right?
Yeah. You're right. You're definitely right. Oh, I feel like crying, but I can't. Oh,
You know, whatever helps us, helps you, helps us to help you, helps each other. So, and you never know, if you're out on the road or even just doing a podcast from home, you might discover the next top 10, and you know, somebody might discover you and get the opportunity they never had.
that is very true. That's absolutely very true. Oh,
Um,
oh God.
well, we're about out of steam.
Oh, you're out? Are you out of steam?
Yeah, Brandon's
About?
got to get going, and
Oh,
Dan's got to be at work at 5 o'clock in the morning, so he's got to get home and get his beauty sleep.
oh, I
And
gotcha. I gotcha. No worries, no worries, no worries. I just wanted to just close it out before you guys have to leave.
yeah,
I know how life
absolutely.
is. I get you, I get you. Um, I just want to deeply, from my heart, say thank you guys so much. You guys have made my day. You guys are so amazing and incredible, and I wish nothing from the best of you. I hope everything, works out and everything, gets better and better. And I cannot wait for new music from you. And if you need support, you need anything in the future, I'm a DM away. I've got y'all's back, and hopefully y'all got mine. So thank you guys so much.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I saw that you sent me that, and yeah, I'll put it up there. No problem.
Yeah.
And hey, this is our first podcast, our first interview as a band, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
We're sorry our drummer couldn't make it, but we definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to talk with us.
Yeah, of course. You guys are so awesome. It was such a pleasure getting to meet you and to do this. You guys are so incredible. You guys are amazing. And hey, you guys out there who's watching, don't think I didn't forget about y'all. Y'all make sure to check them out. I will link below. Um, damn it, I forgot y'all's name again. Can you just say it again?
Lourdes of Asgard.
Lords of Asgard. Okay, y'all make sure to check out Lords of Asgard down below in the link provided for you. Make sure to check them out. You might as well be losers if you're not checking them out. So I suggest you do it. Um, and they have lots of great things planned. So stay tuned with them. Keep on supporting Wrap It Out podcast because we are everywhere. So you can't really get away. And thank you guys again. I know you guys got to head out. But I appreciate you guys, and you guys are so incredible. And you guys are amazing, and I appreciate you. And I just want to leave you
Thank you.
guys with that. I just wanted to leave you guys knowing that I appreciate everything you guys are doing and are going to continue doing.
Not a problem.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Yes,
We
of
get
course.
something more substantial, and we'll give you the exclusive.
Oh, yay. Aren't they so sweet, y'all? Aren't they so sweet? Well, I guess that'll be a wrap up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, keep on supporting Wrap It Out and keep on supporting the artists. That's what we're here for. All right, guys. See you guys in the next
All
one.
right, be
Don't be
great.
losers. Peace. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight as we dove into a wonderful podcast episode. Now, in this following segment, you will get a chance to hear this artist's showcase because every artist that comes on the show requires to do a showcase. So buckle up, get some popcorn, and enjoy the showcase. I hope you guys love it, and check out the artist when you get a chance to. Hope you guys love it. Enjoy. Bye.